So, back to PreFellowship, summarizing the sense of the sustainable community. Chapter 12, the sustainable community. So, today, before entering to the program, we'll have to think about the past 11 sessions. First session was the need of a common belief system while making a sustainable community, the environmental nest, the systemic understanding, systems view, and systemic patterns. Then the dynamics of nature, spirituality of nature, and psychology of nature. Then deep ecology, the unified doctrine, and the deep ecological fellowship. All these topics we have discussed, and finally we today discuss about the sustainable community. To make the sustainable community, we were discussing about all these things. Okay. You know about the word sustainability, and it's very well celebrated word all over the world. And the picture shown over here is about the 17 sustainable living goals by the United Nations or the authoritarians. You know, it's being executed in various forms, and I don't think all these forms are favorable to the living kind. But only one clause, the 11th clause, is sustainable communities and cities, insist the humankind to turn into sustainable community living and sustainable city living. And though the term is qualified and celebrated well, we, the society, the common world, do not know the exact sense of that. Instead, in the world, there are about 10,000 eco-villages, and those eco-villages are aware about the real meaning and sense of sustainability. And sustainability is in no way connected to the world development, though these United Nations people, mix these words, that is sustainability and development together. It won't go together, that we, the sustainable communities, know well. So, anyhow, our connection with the sustainable living goal, sustainable development goals, are only this much. They provide the 11th clause to the world as sustainable cities and communities. So they won't resist the activity in that. So we believe in that, and based on that only we make this. Okay. And for the sustainability, what we need is environmental stewardship. That is, whatever we do, we should have the responsibility to reduce the impact on environment. Whatever we do, so we should have the reduced impact on environmental structure, environmental interaction, and all. And we will have to go with the renewable energy and such things. Okay. So whatever we do, while considering or while accepting new gadgets in our life, or while purchasing something, while making something, while implementing something, or while doing a project, whatever we do, we will have to have a sense of responsibility in environmental action or whatever we do. So that is called environmental stewardship that we were discussing yesterday or day before yesterday. And whatever we do, we should reduce the possibility of wastage in our activity. Either it be usage of a mechanical system, or while consuming something, while accepting something, while purchasing something, and while owning something, the possibility of wastage we should reduce. So all these things comes under this environmental stewardship, and we can list out so many things under this, but to make you understand, these are the beginning things. And ecological land management. You know about the land management. See, we got the land, and over there, what much land we have, there and all we implement or implant tiles, that ceramic tiles or some cement tiles or something like that, we'll detach that from the environment. See, naturally, while putting the stones on top of the soil, that would become a mulch that will separate the land from the sun. That is good. Then too, while covering the entire land, entire soil in our land, the possibility of water percolation and other the interaction with the interaction of microbes to the environment is getting less. So actually, we need to make a green mulch on the soil. Beyond that, whatever we do is bad for the land. So and also while making the buildings, while making other structures, playground or something like that, and that, whatever we do, that is usually going beyond the real requirement, real management. So we should have this while holding the environmental stewardship mind. We should hold all these things in mind. By utilizing the land, the management should be eco-friendly. Okay. And also, while interacting with the nature, the first interaction with the nature we do, this human society or the sustainable community do, is the agriculture. So in that, a sustainable agriculture, permaculture agriculture should be practiced. Then permaculture principles, we'll have to learn the permacultural principles and the laws of nature. We'll have to understand, we'll have to learn, and we'll have to implement that in sustainable agriculture. Okay. So I'm not going to the entire points. I'm taking only 2 points from each fields and presenting you. So the food production, what much food we require, that much only we need to produce, or that only we need to make, we need to aim, we need to store. Okay. So all these things, there's land use, agricultural land use, food production, utilization, the wastage, the ecological impact, renewable energy, or the carbon neutral farming or carbon impact on the environment. All these things to be taken care. So the first point is sustainability. While making a sustainable community, we should be aware about that. We should have the mind of the responsibility of environmental stewardship in us. Okay. And while discussing about the term, already we discussed about the term sustainability, and now it is community. In the community, we should think about the social coherence. So for fostering the sense of community, that the modern world inculcate the need of the importance of individualism in life. So they teach us competition, they teach us so many individualistic practices in life. They insist all those things in our life. But to have a proper sustainability, we should have the correlation or cohesion with the society and other flora and fauna in this community. So we should have the sense of community. If they decide that I should live alone here, then more than a limit, more than a period, I cannot sustain or survive over here. Human is a social animal, and he is interacting with the other social beings in the society, and the entire society should interact with the nature, interact with other flora and fauna in the society. So in such a way, only we sustain, we insist, we exist out here. Okay. So that sense we should have. So this called social coherence means it's fostering a sense of community, and we should have the cooperation. We have to operate along with others. See, if I am making money, if I am making wealth only on my effort, and if I appoint people for the human labor, and if I pay the money, that is not cooperation. We cannot say that it's cooperation. Cooperation means we work together with a common mind, and we in that activity we will have to support each other. So that is a win-win proposition. Okay. So in that manner, we should have the social cohesion, and all the resources we have to be shared. If see my house, I'm sharing with my people, not only my wife, my children, and all. I share with the entire people. Those who come over here, those who come to this community, they can stay over here. They can use the kitchen, they can use the food, they can use the resources over here. In such a way, I live. So in this manner, in the Gurukula or in our community center, that is in our Ecology, so we practice the same. Okay. So the space, the inner space, we should have the sharing proposition and the tools. See, if I have a shovel in hand, and if my neighbor is requiring a shovel, there's no need to buy a second shovel for him. The shovel can be used in 2 times. Okay, so in such a way we can have shared resources, shared tools and all, and shared skills. What skills? If I have the skill to teach a child, that skill can be used to teach my neighbor's child also. So in such a way we can share skills. So sharing the resources is the community thing. And there are so many other points I'm not discussing, just simply to make you understand a few major points. Communication and decision making in the community. The communication should be transparent. Whatever we discuss together should be transparent. Whatever I say, it should be communicable to you all. And whatever I hear from you, that should be communicable to me, so that I can sense things and I can share things to you. Okay, and it should be participatory. Whatever decision I take, I should have a sense of understanding about the other participants in this community. So in such a manner, the transparency should be there, the participation should be there. And while making a decision, the symmetrical assessment should be there. I should see, if I'm a leader, I should have the proper assessment about all the people over here, all the human being, all the animals, all the flora and fauna in this community, and they won't express their liking and all. Only human express their feelings. So those feelings I will have to assess. I will have to, if I'm a leader, if I'm in the top of position, I should assess all those things in a symmetrical manner. I should not neglect anybody while assessing, but while executing things through all the people, executing one thing is not possible. So in many communities it happens. So in our community, what we do is the execution is happening hierarchically, but while sensing the requirements, the opinions, their feelings, emotions, their needs and all, we assess things symmetrically. So this is the way of decision making in this sustainable community. Okay, and holistic well-being. Spiritual and personal growth to be the focus for our holistic well-beingness, and for the individual we should think about their spiritual and personal growth. Also we should think about the collective spiritual and personal growth. We should have that growth, we should have that maturity to be within the community, within the nature, and be in tune with nature, to abide by the rules of the nature. Okay. So while making the spiritual and personal growth of individual and collective, we should focus on the spiritual development, emotional development, and personal development. We should have the emotional intelligence, the personal, the physical and phenomenal development should happen in the person, and also the spiritual growth should be there. Okay, and health and wellness should be there. It should be taken care in the village or in the community. The physical health and well-being, mental health and well-being to be taken care, and we should, of course, we should focus on organic food, the holistic healthcare. Holistic healthcare in the sense, if we have a disease, we should not be adamant to stick on to one system. Instead, we should have to observe that from different angles, and we should have to assess what the health issue is. So while handling the health, while treating the ailments and all, we should have a holistic approach. Okay. And also, see, while while the mind, while the spirit engaged in a recreational mood or recreational harmony, then only it can sustain well. It can have the exercise in it. Then only it can have the proper health. So we should maintain that. So the spiritual and personal growth should be there, and the health and wellness should be maintained among the community members. And the education. According to Olympuss, we have a green education, and usually in these communities in the world, they have the green education. Especially, we used to call that Gaia education. And there will be formal and informal education. Formal education means the kid or the person who is studying this grade education program, they should be compatible, they should be competent to the general world. So they should get the formal education. And also, while learning in the school, they should not lose the possibility of healing themselves, knowing themselves and all, which the general society, the general education hide from the people. So which we give to the people. Those who learn from our Gurukula or in our green school or in our green eco-village education, we give formal and informal education. And of course, we focus on whatever education system we design is based on ecology, not only ecology, it's also based on deep ecology and reverential ecology. Okay. So the education is a lifelong learning. See, in the general society, after the school education, people are not going to learn anything. There are people, see, you are here to learn things after your learnings, but there are only a few people do like that. But in the general society, it's not possible, it's not happening. But in the sustainable community, the people should have the lifelong learning. Always they should learn. So they should undergo this curriculum, they should undergo the learning process and all. So emphasize on continuous learning. The communities emphasize on continuous learning, not learning and stopping at some juncture. It's about continuous learning, and we'll have to learn and focus on sustainable life practices. Okay, so such an education we should have. We have that. Green School, we have that. Our fellowship is going for that. Our plenums are going for that. The satsanga, the sahawasa, all these things are going for the education, or focusing and intending on the education for the people, those who attend our travel or journey. Okay, and economic resilience. See, the communities should have the economic resilience. Economic resilience and water fluctuation happen in their resources and all. It should not affect their sustainability. When we depend on the general grid, when we depend on the general community, general society, general provisions by the government, by the centralized government, by the world government, we cannot survive for long. When next lockdown comes, we cannot survive over here. Instead, we should have our own farm, our own food sufficiency, our own things. So we'll have to go along with the local economies, local market, local production, producing systems and all, and we'll have to go with the sustainable business. Sustainable business in sense, if I do a business, if I send the entire money to the external world, if I take the resources from the external society or very long distance societies, and the entire resources from here, either the money or the manpower or the producers are going to that side. Instead, according to the ecological principles, the resources should be taken, consumed, and the waste. Actually, there's no waste. Instead, the output should be given back to the close nature, the immediate nature. So in such a manner, it should be cycled over here, and for that, the money, the manpower, the resource, the elements, the life, the entire system should be localized. Based on that, if we run a business that is sustainable business, and we should promote cottage industries, fair trade practices, and all. You see, taking huge income, huge profit, and all is not fair at all. So while doing a business, it should be fair for the people, the artisans, the people work over there, the people those who utilize the resources and all. Okay. So this is called local economics, and also the resource efficiency. What all economic practices we do? Economic practices in such economy is not about money. Economy is about the resources of the ecology. Okay. So the resource efficiency is based on the ecocentric practices on economy. So what are resources we take? It should be limited. It should be limited according to the need of our community, and beyond that, what all we have, we should not take by believing that it's taken for granted. Instead, we should take the needed resources for our purpose, and beyond that, we should leave that to the nature itself. So that is ecocentric economical practices should be there, and reduce dependence on the external resources by bringing or importing so many resources from the external world. We cannot survive for long. So, if I say that without importing many resources from the external world, how can we survive like that? We'll think. Earlier days, we were thinking like that. Earlier days, we were living like that. And also, here, if we redefine our life, very life, naturally, we can survive over here. If we decide that we will consume only the local resources, naturally we can survive here. So in all the eco-villages in the world are surviving like that. Okay. Now, culture and artistic expressions. See, the man is a social animal and also an animal with aesthetic sense. See, all the animals have their own aesthetical sense. And man has special attention and special care, special understanding on the cultural and artistic expressions. See, I have my own cultural way of presenting things, and you have your own ways. This diversity should be transferred, should be transplaced, and we should celebrate our diversity, the cultural diversity, and the culture should be exchanged. The art should be exchanged. Art and creativity we have music, we have drawings, we have our own dress traditions, our own recite traditions. All sort of art and creativity we have. All those things should be integrated. Integrated in the sense we should not integrate everything into one thing. Instead, to a place, we should exchange all these things. We should experience all those things in a community platform. Okay. Thus, we should enhance the community identity. This photograph is from Pachamama community of Costa Rica, of South America. There they gather every day. They produce music, they produce pictures, they exchange ideas, they exchange their culture. Always they have that mindset. See, once in a while when we gather at our place, our eco-village, we gather like that. We dance, we sing, we exchange our ideas, we exchange our expressions of so many ideas. Like that, we should have the exchange of idea and cultural cultures and culture, art, creativity, and then we will understand the value being within. Then we'll understand the possibility of our life. Okay, the very aesthetic sense, the inherent value being within our life. Okay. So, like that, we like to foster our creativity to build a sustainable community. And also, sustainable communities should use the technologies and innovations very well, not to disintegrate the total existence of the humankind. So, we like to use the appropriate technology. See, this is the picture of the huge stove installed in Oroville, Pondicherry. Okay. This is called solar kitchen. this is on the roof of the solar kitchen, or the part of the solar kitchen in the Auroville, which is serving the meal every day to the entire population of Auroville. So this is capable to do that. So like that, they use that sun technology, the sunlight technology, or solar cookers technology to the entire community. Like that, what all resources are capable, what all ideas, what all technological things are possible, that to be used in the community. Okay. So we'll have to find ecocentric technologies. See, if we use one electronic gadget, naturally, that is when we go behind that, naturally we will come to understand that that gadget is the output of so many sort of minings and environmental impacts. To reduce the carbon footprint of that gadget, we'll have to go for the local technologies. In the local hydro projects or solar projects or whatever, we can use our idea on, or our innovative ideas in the field of technology or field of knowledge, field of science. Okay, that we can use and implement in our eco-village. So through that we can enhance our sustainability goals, our community sustainability goals. Okay, and innovative solutions, we have plenty of innovative solutions we will have, that we'll have to embrace that innovation, that novel things we'll have to accept, we'll have to welcome that. We have to welcome, then only we'll go to new ideas of building houses, building gadgets, building local instruments, man controlled systems, man powered water pumps, or so many things. So if we use our innovative ideas in our eco-village, then only it can make the wonders in the idea of sustainable community or sustainability. Okay. Through this we can address so many challenges. So whatever challenge we have, that we can address using this innovative ideas. Okay, that is improve overall efficiency and sustainability. This innovative solutions will improve our efficiency. Okay, and the community should think about. Community should be focusing about the land use planning. Okay, so whatever designs we implement in our eco village should be regenerative. Today, if you use for one thing, and next generation, if they plan to do some other thing, they should be able to do that. And certainly there should be some place for the eco village or the community to keep as divine. So whenever we give attention to that space for long, naturally that will provide us a space or a sense of awakening, sense of protection, sense of security, or sense of orientation of that eco village. Okay, so this is the Matru Mandir of Auroville, Pondicherry, and they have designed the entire 2,000 acres of land, and focusing on this Matru Mandir. The entire land has divided into so many parts and so many designs. Okay, so that design is regenerative design. So we should have the regenerative design plan in land use planning and provisions. That is, if newbies or new people are new communities are looking for new lands, while providing the land, we should have the specifications, how to use the land, where to use, how much land we should use. That and all we should have a planning. So the sustainable community should have the real perspective on the land use pattern. Okay, and we should have the right architecture, which is not impacting the environment beyond a limit. Okay. See, I don't say that Auroville made this without making any environmental impact. Naturally, it is there. Then too, we'll have to reduce. Anyway, it's a good model. It's a a divine model to see by a human. So I copied that. I just followed that. Then too, we should keep in mind that while making agriculture, while designing an architectural structure, we should have a point in mind that it should not affect in the impact, it should not make any impact on the environment. Okay, and infrastructure development, we should develop the land by focusing one thing, that is the biodiversity should be conserved. While making a building like this, or while making one road in our place, naturally we are using that place, and the microbes, the flora and fauna in that area are removed usually, and it should not happen. For our very urgent requirement, very important requirement, we can use that, and that should be shared with other creatures, other living organism in this soil. Okay, in that manner we should keep that in mind, and the biodiversity should be conserved, and preserving and enhancing biodiversity should be there in the mind. Okay, so while managing the land, it should be responsible. See, if I am the planning board member and if I provide you the land, I will have the responsibility, or I should have the responsibility. And while receiving the land from my hand or from my authority, naturally, while using the land, you should have the responsibility. Then only the sustainable community can survive there. Okay. And resilience and adaptability. See, we can expect so many calamities in future, especially the climate change is very huge, very intense. So naturally the climate calamity are going to come. So whatever calamity, whatever issues come up, we should be capable to be resilient, to step back to our previous position. Okay. So first of all, we will have to get aware that the climate change is not going to happen. So we should mentally prepare for the climate change, and we should be ready to adapt the changes happening in the climate. Okay. So while making the infrastructures in the sustainable community, it should be resilient, self-resilient. Okay. What are changes happening in the community or in the climate, it should not affect the people, those who reside in the house. So this is called a capsule. The same model we have made in our Ecology too. That is storm resistant, that is flood resistant. We can survive in that. So in such a manner, we will have to make the infrastructures. Okay, and in the eco-village, while practicing the things while practicing the life in the eco-village, by keeping the idea of climate resilience, we should have the right sustainable practices. The appropriate sustainable practices we should have. Beyond the limit, it should not go. If it goes like all does in the consumerist society, we cannot survive forever. So we should have the right sustainable practices in the sustainable community. And also, we know about the flood is going to happen, thunderstorm is going to happen, and the landslide is going to happen. So many. The sunstorm is going to happen, and that heavy winter is going to happen. I don't know the name of that. That heavy winter is going to happen. So such huge climate conditions, climate emergencies are going to happen. So we should be prepared for this. This sustainable community should be prepared for facing this emergency. So we should have the mindset of emergency responses. If tomorrow morning, if a sudden rain comes and if the flood is being affected, we should be capable to handle that situation. So in such a way, the community should be ready. The community resilience, if it is happening, if it is affecting the whole the human relations in the community, we should be prepared for making the arrangements. So it should not affect the family relations. It should not affect the relationship between neighbors and all. The resources should be shared. So we should have the mental preparedness earlier itself. Anyhow, the climate calamities are going to happen. It is just before us. It can happen at any moment. So we should be ready for that. Okay. And based on all these things only, we have made Olympuss community. And our community name is Neo-Tribal Sustainable Community. The past 10 years, we were making sessions, continuous sessions all around the state of Kerala to find more people in that. And people believe that as the people in the state are believing that they are secured out here, people are observing this as a cultural exchange. Only that much. It's they are not understand that it's their requirement. Then too, we have a little handful of people in this community, and we have a culture called Neo-Tribe culture. We practice in every aspect, in our food, in our dressing, in our travel, in our purchasing, in every aspect we have this culture, Neo-Tribe culture. And we have a sustainable civilization too. That is, we assume or aspire a life after 8 generations. So such a civilization we dream about, and all the perspectives which we follow are ecocentric in the eco village or the community, and we are maintaining the respect to the right to live. We respect the right to live for all the people, all the flora and fauna in the community, flora and the fauna in the land of the community. So we respect the right to live of others, and also we respect the inherent values of the flora and fauna. This is the base of the deep ecology. We respect, we hold respect on the inherent values of flora and fauna of the community. Okay. And we believe that, we strongly believe that it is the answer to the future. And the general world, depending on the common grid, depending on the carbon-based economy, is not going to survive for long. And while thinking about survival, we should switch to the sustainable community standard, and this is the only answer for the future. Like that we believe. And if you have any other belief, you can go with that. But we believe that this is the only answer. Okay. And in different means, Olympuss execute these things. One is hamlet. See, in small villagehood gatherings, we should live. And this is only a dream. It has not happened till now. We have experimented this in many ways. And the picture you see is here. Is the district-wide satsanga happened in so many districts. This is from article Trivandrum. Like that, so in so many places we gather people, and regularly we try to gather people and exchange ideas about sustainability and self-reliance in health, mental balance and all. So like that. So what our idea is to have hamlets in various areas of the state. Okay. And we have purchased the land for the Green Cross Eco Village, and we make a model over there. We try to make a model, and a few people are getting ready to live in that village. So we should have few more infrastructure and few more resources to make that happen. And the people, those who come and stay in the village, they will be having the need of money to fulfill the requirements of their social interaction with the early society. So they should earn money from the general sources itself, but they cannot go out of the village. So for them to practice all these business things, we have a vocational village idea, and we have started already this one in IT field in past 17 years ago itself. So that one is still running, but not for money. anyhow, that's running, and in future, in the recent future and coming future, we will be starting few more projects in our Eco Village campus itself. And our idea about ecosophical university is the greatest thing, and we don't know, we dream like this, and we execute the studies through deep ecological fellowships. And the life praxis we put forward is quantum life praxis, and we teach this through PSP and Q life praxis in various places. And we dream about a virgin forest in our community, and also we promote the idea of virgin forest in various private lands in wherever we have members. Okay. And we have the green school idea, and we were practicing in so many ways. Still, we have that concept, but we don't have the physical structure of the green school right now. Earlier we had that, but right now we don't have. And we again in the Green Coast Eco Village, we plan to do that green school, as well as the food forest too. We started making our food and all. The paddy is there. The millet is going to happen. The vegetables are started growing and all. So it happens. And also the Gramodaya. Gramodaya means while the other members, other people, other general society comes to our platform, how we should handle them, how what inculcation, what exhortation we should give to them to make them or to elevate them to the sustainable living practices. And that project is called Gramodaya. Like that, in so many means we do this practice. Okay. Now, we look for inmates, volunteers, fellows, and supporters, okay, to do this activity. And you can be one among that. And do you know one thing? You are a part of us. How? It's the desire and design of nature to take you through the experience shared so far. The past few days you were traveling with me. How you could travel along with us? It's because the nature's design and desire to take you, travel along. So you are already with us. You are already the part of us. So we can be together. Now it's time to be the part of Green Coast Eco Village, Eco Hamlet, or Vacational Village, or University. Okay. Talk with us. Join hands. Merge in the doctrine. You are welcome. Thank you. So, we discussed about sustainability, community, holistic well-being, education, economic resilience, cultural and artistic expressions, technology and innovation, land use planning, resilience and adaptability, Olympuss community and Olympuss means, and now we'll look for now, and it's time to become the part of our community. So I heartily welcome you all to become the part of either the physical community or the virtual community. You should take up the responsibility. You should take up the deed. Thank you. Namaste.